Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Alex. I am the younger brother of David Ryson, who created the YouTube channel known as The Most Hated Stuff. And for those who have seen his videos, you may remember I made an appearance as one of the commentators in a Most Hated Stuff commentary video. And while my brother has since sworn off performing commentary videos, that won't stop me from going in the opposite direction. So today, I will be doing a commentary video on a guy known as Sean S. Now, before I continue on, let me just give you a little backstory behind the video I'm commentating on. So back in 2013, a YouTuber known as Benthelooney made a rant video on Pixar animation studios, and why he resented Pixar as a whole. Then, a week and a half later, another YouTuber known as TheUncleHammer made a commentary video on Ben's Pixar rant, to point out the video's flaws. And it was 2 years later, that's right, 2 years later, that this guy Sean S. performed a commentary video on TheUncleHammer's initial commentary. But I guess it's not too much of a shock, since TheUncleHammer once commentated on a video of Ben's that was already 2 years old at the time. But anyway, the reason I am commentating on Sean S.'s video is because, just like what my brother thought about a video made by PitRocks56, I believe this commentary needs help. Someone should at least say something about this, so might as well be me. And before I start the commentary, I would like to point out that this is in fact a multi-degree commentary, with me being the 4th degree. Also, even though my brother would not approve of something like this, I would like to apologize in advance for the length of this video, because I know people are going to bash me for the potential runtime of more than 30 minutes. But like I said, I apologize for that. Secondly, I would also like to apologize for commentating on a video that was uploaded 3 years ago. But I had only just recently launched my channel and discovered this video. So anyway, without wasting any more time, let's begin.
Hello guys, Sean Sampson here.
For those who haven't seen his most recent videos, his voice has since changed. I'd say he was about 12 or 13 years old at the time, which would make him about 16 years old right now.
And today I'm going to do a commentary on DirtBikeRedden's commentary on Benthelooney. I know that DirtBikeRedden's video is about a year old.
Actually, Sean, TheUncleHammer's commentary on Benthelooney's Pixar rant was uploaded on April 30th, 2013. Meanwhile, your commentary on him was uploaded on March 27th, 2015. If my math is correct, that would have made TheUncleHammer's commentary not 1, but 2 years old at the time. Might not be 2 years old right on the dot, but still close enough to be considered 2 years old.
There was only about one person that commentated on this guy, which was PitRocks56.
And that's when my brother commentated on him.
So, this video I'm going to do today is on his commentary on Ben Rand's Pixar. I do gotta admit, I do like Pixar, but if somebody makes a badly done commentary on another guy ranting,
I would usually say that the only ones who think it's a bad commentary are you and anyone who hit the dislike button. But you know what? This is America. To each his own.
On Pixar, then that's where the problem is. So yeah, let's get this thing started.
What's up?
What's up, Uncle Hammer?
Wait a minute. Was that a glitch? I know, that wasn't from me.
who's using a real-life guy for an avatar and using Speakonia. How are you today? Are you having a bad day? Commentating on Ben Rant's Pixar? Yep, always a bad day.
Well, I'll be damned. It's the exact same line from Pit Rocks 56, when he commentated on TheUncleHammer some 2 years earlier. But I will say this. Although I know what you're saying is just a joke, like my brother David said to Pit Rocks 56, it was TheUncleHammer's choice to use a real-life person for an avatar, and Speakonia for avatar dialogue. Some would say that Speakonia is not the best tool to use, but at least David did a video on why he uses Speakonia. As for me, I just want my character to sound the same as I did in the most hated stuff videos.
This is the UncleHammer, back with another commentary. Today, I will be commentating on yet another Benthelooney video.
What was the point of that booing clip?
Well, since TheUncleHammer got so much flack from people when he commentated on Benthelooney's rant on modern films, he was basically depicting the audience's reaction to him making another commentary on a Ben Rant's video.
Just asking.
Calm yourselves, folks. This is a commentary on a new Ben Rant's video, not an old one. This commentary is on Ben's rant about the films made by Pixar and how he feels about them.
Dude, you are really obsessed with commentating on his rant on modern films or Pixar films.
But before he did those videos, TheUncleHammer also made a commentary on Benthelooney's rant on modern video games. That was one of his lesser-known commentaries.
Pixar is the studio company aside from Disney and is known for making computer animated films that have been known and cherished for generations. But what I've noticed about this rant is just how messed up and ridiculous I personally thought it was. It almost felt as if he was high on nicotine or some bad.
Another damn glitch. I just hope your video making software isn't failing.
Well, could you care to elaborate on how he's high on drugs? Could you elaborate? Huh? I didn't think so. You can't elaborate as of why you think he was on high drugs.
TheUncleHammer basically just made an assumption. And the reason why he would assume Ben was on drugs is because he felt like Ben was a complete downer when bashing on Pixar. To him, it didn't seem like normal ranting behavior.
So anyways, with all of that...
No, I didn't add that, neither did TheUncleHammer. That's in Sean's original video. Dude, I think you might have a virus on your computer. You should get that checked out immediately.
Instead of using this computerized voice, let's begin the commentary once and for all.
Welcome back to Ben Rants, and when I was a kid, come up with your own opening.
I've got an opening for you. Welcome back to the UncleHammer's commentaries, and when I was a kid, Benthelooney didn't have a zombie for an avatar. Seriously, dude, your previous avatar was way better than this new avatar you have now. I understand you were probably trying to upgrade to better graphics, but seriously, this new avatar makes you look like a zombie. I would have liked it better if you kept that old avatar you used from 2011 to 2013.
Not only will he just say, "Oh, your new avatar makes you look like a zombie," once, but he's going to say that a lot. And I mean a lot in this commentary.
Well, that's just TheUncleHammer's own opinion. But I'm sure he didn't mean to sound redundant.
Every time he uses that, every time he says, "Oh my god, your new avatar makes you look like a zombie," I'm going to use this picture right here.
Whatever, Sean, it's your commentary.
Moving on.
Anyway, everywhere I go, I hear people all the time say, "Ooh, Pixar's the best! Pixar makes the best animated movies! Pixar's so original!" Well, I'm here to say right now, I hate Pixar! Yeah, that's right, I hate Pixar!
And it looks like Pixar hates you too. I would stay away from any disclamps if I were you.
I'm sorry, but was that supposed to be a joke?
To answer your question, I'd say it was meant to be a follow-up joke. If not the statement, then maybe the picture.
Just strike me with lightning right now!
No, dude. He was born back in 1992, not 1993. If he was born back in 1993, then he would admit that. But he didn't admit that. He was born back in 1992. He even admit that in his first rant on Cartoon Network. Yeah, next time, why don't you just pay attention?
Okay, I can bet you $1 million that the Uncle Hammer obviously did not see Ben's first rant on Cartoon Network. I'm pretty sure that all the Uncle Hammer knew was that Ben was 20 years old at the time, which led him to assume he was born in 1993. Therefore, there's no fucking way he could have known that Ben was actually born in 1992. And just because you've seen one rant doesn't mean you've seen them all. And I'm positive that he would have wrote 1992 as the birth year in that tombstone illustration if he knew Ben's actual date of birth. In fact, after I'm finished with this video, I'll even contact the Uncle Hammer to see whether or not he saw Ben's first rant on Cartoon Network. Cause even though Uncle Hammer hasn't made videos in a while, I know he's still active on YouTube, since David still keeps in contact with him.
Be careful what you wish for.
I'm sorry to break up your little happy place, but dang it, I'm sick of Pixar. I'm sick of hearing all the praise for every single Pixar movie that comes out. I'm sick of always being disappointed when I watch a Pixar movie, and I'm sick of Pixar stealing all the ducking Oscars.
Don't you mean? Unless you are doing that on purpose in order to censor your profanity. But seriously, dude, this is YouTube. Little kids are not allowed on these kinds of videos. You don't have to censor your cussing at all.
Dude, why do you even care if Benthelooney cusses or not? Who cares?
But Sean, that's not the point. All Uncle Hammer was saying was that it wasn't necessary to hide his true feelings. While he may not agree with some of the things Ben is saying, at least Uncle Hammer was trying to tell him that it's okay to make an R-rated commentary. There is no FCC on YouTube. Like Hammer said, Ben should just drop the bomb. Which he actually did in a video he uploaded in 2016.
As long as he's not doing anything wrong, or he's not, telling people not to watch Pixar movies, then fine. And also, let's go back to the part where you said little kids aren't allowed on these kinds of videos. Look, I don't say bad words because my mom won't let me.
Wait a minute, I'm beginning to notice a pattern here. It just so happens that all of the audio glitches occur whenever the Uncle Hammer uses profanity. And then there was even a black box covering an F word used in an illustration. Those glitches were done on purpose. Well, since you were only 13 at the time, and your mother was monitoring your content, I guess now using those audio cutouts is a little more justified. Even though me and my brother used profanity on the internet when we were that age, since we were rebels, I understand if you didn't want to risk being disciplined by your folks.
And guess what? I'm 13 years old, and I don't cuss, so bite me, Uncle Hammer. Just bite me.
Take it easy, Sean, it's all good here. When the Uncle Hammer was saying that little kids were not allowed on these kind of adult-oriented websites, he was referring to those under the age of 10. Also, he didn't say that cussing was mandatory, he just said that there was no need for a 20-year-old adult like Ben to feel like he's not allowed to spread his profanity wings whenever he feels like it.
If you really want to say the actual word so much, then I would suggest that you just go ahead and drop the bomb.
For more deserving animated movies. So, get ready for a flame war in the comments section. Here is my rant on Pixar. I'll start by saying that I wasn't always this sour about Pixar. In fact, I used to love Pixar.
Really? I didn't even know that. Thank you very much for telling us.
Growing up, Pixar movies were some of my favorite movies. But time does a lot of horrible things to you as I started to lose the love for Pixar that I once had. And the movies that I used to hold in high regard, I was despising just by seeing pictures of them. I don't know why I hate them so much, I just do. And before I can continue with this rant, I know a lot of you are gonna go right in the comments, how can you hate Pixar, you demon? Whatever, I don't care.
Okay, why did you use the same clip? Stop it! Stop!
May I remind you that you're commentating on the Uncle Hammer. And besides, it's his commentary, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
I have a right to my opinion, don't I? Right? Quite right. I'm bloody well right. You know I have a right to say.
Absolutely, then. You damn well have the right to an opinion. And I learned that the hard way.
Actually, what I seen in your video, you won't give him the right to his opinions.
No, Sean, the Uncle Hammer was just giving his own opinions on Ben.
Also, I remember, in your rant about modern films you said that you loved early Pixar films. So it's more than obvious to me that you used to like Pixar.
Well, why didn't you make this statement earlier? Because if you would make this statement earlier, then it would make more sense.
But at least it's there. Better late than never.
So, let me get into general problems I have with Pixar. For starters, most people seem to think that Pixar movies are really creative and original. Well, yes, people can think that, but I just don't see that way with most of them. For example, with Toy Story, people have said that it was original to make a movie that tells from the point of view of toys. Well, actually, that was done before that. Anybody remember Demonic Toys? Or Robin Williams in Toys? Oh wait, of course you don't. Nobody remembers movies unless they make money.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm really not getting your jokes.
Which is what happened to Toy Story. It made money and became popular. Well, I'll admit, Toy Story did have an interesting idea about how toys are attached to their owners and they enjoy being played with. But, on the other hand, I don't find the characters that interesting. Woody is just a whiner that lets the jealousy bug take too big of a bite out of him, but at least he learns his lesson in the end. Buzz Lightyear is basically a generic superhero that has to later deal with the fact that he's a toy and not a real space ranger, which was one of the few parts of the movie I liked well into adulthood. I would talk about the other characters, but they're really not worth talking about because the movie doesn't focus on them enough for us to get good beefy details about what makes them up.
Yeah, just like like there's not enough details about what makes you such an asshole renter.
Wow. You are the most heartless person I have ever seen on YouTube. You need to be taken down.
Oh really? I know of some people on YouTube that have had even less of a heart than UncleHammer. Like Nicole Arbor, Logan Paul, Austin Jones, Daddy of 5, Sam Pepper, Onision, and the late Angry Grandpa. Besides, this is the internet, people can be as harsh as they want. It's been going around for years, suck it up.
Or maybe I'm just sounding like a fucking jerk here. Whatever.
Actually, you are sounding like a jerk.
You know what, this part is not even worth commentating on, so I'm just going to skip. David, please forgive me.
You're acting like a fanboy towards Pixar. It seems like you're very biased towards Pixar. And thank God his channel hasn't been active anymore. I don't know if his channel hasn't been active, but and another thing, Most Hated Stuff recently retired from commentaries.
Any particular reason you're addressing my brother's channel like it's a person?
That's another problem I have with Pixar movies. When it comes to their supporting characters, there's not much to them. They're just there to have dialogue, and that's just it.
Where's your common sense then? It's obviously used for more than just character dialogue. Otherwise, those films wouldn't have even been made.
Sure, there could be one instance where the character is somewhat of a personality, but it's soon scrapped in order to make room for the other character's development. I never feel that way when I'm watching a Disney movie. When I'm watching a Disney movie, Okay, before I can continue, I can hear people accusing me of being a Disney fanboy. Fanboy. God, I hate that term.
Fanboy! 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 Ah! You are a Disney fanboy! I bet you love to worship Mickey Mouse!
Oh my gosh. You're sounding evil right now. You need to be taken down. Somebody needs to take this guy out because he's the most evil guy I have ever seen on the internet. Next to David The Ranter. He is evil. Ah!
He's not trying to be evil, he's just trying to be funny. It's nothing more than UncleHammer's attempt at comedy.
But, folks, if I'm gonna give my reasons for hating a certain animation company, I need to compare it with an animation company I like to help back up my opinion. So, shut up.
No, man, you shut up.
No, UncleHammer. You shut up.
Why don't we all shut up? Just shut the fuck up right now.
You're way too retarded to tell people to shut up.
You're way too evil to tell people to shut up.
And you were way too young to tell people to shut up. Fuck Generation Z.
Anyway, when I watch a Disney movie,
Oh my god, you just look like a zombie right now. If you really want my ring, I will give you a bullet to the head.
I feel that every character has a purpose, no matter how small. Even characters that we don't even know the names of are used to deliver at least one funny joke. For example, the guy in The Hunchback of Notre Dame who's in solitary confinement and keeps getting set free by accident, but he accidentally keeps getting himself trapped again. See? That's a character I'm interested in. However, with Pixar characters, I just don't find the supporting characters interesting. Then, another thing I don't like about Pixar is all of their missed opportunities when it comes to their films. They make films where we can see into the world of non-humans and that it has so much story potential, but they blow it. All the time.
Kiss my...
Oh great, you got rid of all the great media clips that came before this statement.
Yes, Benthelooney.
Brainless. Brainless. All he said was they blow it all the time. And also, good job for using those clips, those media clips of this guy saying... I'm not going to say it. I'm not... No. Go watch that clip to find out. I'm not gonna say it. No.
Well, since you're not going to say it, I'll say it for you. Those trio of media clips was basically just a representation of the Uncle Hammer calling bullshit on Benthelooney's claim. He didn't believe Pixar to be blowing anything. And even if that's just Hammer's opinion, it's his video, and he has the right to say.
For example, Monsters Inc. God, I hate this movie.
Settle down, folks. You can go ahead and kick his ass later.
And now you just made the Uncle Hammer's reaction joke make less sense by cutting out the booing audio. Wow, just wow.
Why do I hate this movie so much? Well, it's a movie about monsters.
But you're a monster too. Just look at your avatar.
Pixar could have done so much with the idea of how monsters live. We could have been able to see what it's like for monsters to live out in their normal lives, and we could see their lives in contrast to ours. But there's one problem. Their lives are just like ours!
Why the fuck does that bother you? Also, can you please not yell into my headphones? You're gonna make me go deaf.
I'm not kidding. They go to work, like we do. They run stores, like we do. They live in a city, like we do. They watch TV, like we do. They are afraid of kids, just like us. Well, okay, that's the only part that's different. But kids are afraid of monsters, so it's not that different. My God, I'm sorry, but I can't find the world of monsters interesting if the world is just like ours, except with monsters instead of humans. Come on, Pixar. Are you that lazy that you can't use your imaginations to just come up with how monsters live?
What did you expect? Monsters living under a rock and doing absolutely nothing all day?
If Ben doesn't like the idea of how monsters live, then he doesn't have to like the idea of how monsters live.
But that's not the point. What Uncle Hammer was trying to get out of Ben was, if he was expecting a dysfunctional life out of the monsters in the Monsters Incorporated universe. He never said Ben had to like the idea of monsters living like humans, but he wanted to know what he was thinking.
And besides, I'm starting to wonder if you're just becoming the next Mario to Plumber or Mr. Pico 663, even though he's a troll. But I'm starting to wonder if TheUncleHammer and most of his stuff are trolls.
All I can say is, neither my brother or the Uncle Hammer are meant to be trolls. We're all just trying to make content.
Seriously? Also, if they're afraid of kids, then why the heck are they going into the human world to scare them? Well, because when kids scream, it powers Monsteropolis. Well, that's reasonable.
What was the point of that media clip? Huh? Will you tell me? Will you explain what was the point of that media clip?
Well, Sean, the Uncle Hammer showed that media clip of a zombie, simply because he thought Ben smiling made his avatar look like a zombie. I would have expected you showed that angry face at that particular moment. But I can clearly see you didn't realize it was Uncle Hammer once again pointing out that Ben looked like a corpse.
Okay. You're not going to explain? Okay. Please explain. What was the point of that media clip? You're probably going to say, in Speakonia, well, the point of the media clip is because Benthelooney said that monsters going into the human world are reasonable. Well, newsflash, Uncle Hammer. Don't use other people's jokes.
He didn't. This is why I had to elaborate for you just now.
Oh wait, no it isn't! Remember the part of the movie where the kid bites Mike's hand and he screams, which causes a power surge? Their own screens give them electricity!
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Over, 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 over. Over, over, over. Overuse. Media clips are getting annoying. So stop using them, please.
But Ben was in fact wrong. If you've seen Monsters Incorporated, you would know that it wasn't Mike's screaming that created electricity, it was Boo's human screaming following immediately afterwards that created electricity.
Wow! That's a plot hole everybody seems to ignore. That would then make the entire movie pointless because here's what monsters can do. Honey, the power's out again and my throat is sore. Don't worry, dear. I'm on it. Ah! Thank you! I don't mind plot holes unless they are so obvious that they hurt the credibility of the story. And with this movie, yeah, that really hurts it. Anyway, going back to my point of Pixar making uninteresting movies about creatures and non-living things that live like humans, the cars in Cars live like humans. At least in the case of Bug's Life and Finding Nemo, they represent the lives of bugs and fish.
Well, those two movies were made kind of like the exotic or rural world of humans, just with characters that are bugs and fish.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably going to call me a hypocrite for being a Disney fan, even though Disney steals its ideas for movies from fairy tales and books. Well, the thing about that, folks, is those are adaptations. Disney isn't stealing ideas from movies, but borrowing ideas from books. That's completely different because film and literature are two different mediums. Disney is able to put its own spin on a fairy tale because a fairy tale is in print form and film is a visual form. Disney can be more creative with how the story looks because we can't see words. In Pixar's case, they steal their ideas from movies we've seen before, so we're just watching the same movie again.
Well, not exactly, because they don't want to be unoriginal or risk copyright infringement in any way. The Pixar animation team is a lot smarter than that.
Well, maybe he can be right, maybe he can be wrong, because it's his opinion if they ripped off a movie that we've seen before.
All the Uncle Hammer wanted to do was to address the elephant in the room. He wasn't trying to say that Ben couldn't have his opinion.
And also, I'm going to skip a little, because I actually kind of agree with the Uncle Hammer on this part.
Well, that's good to know.
And I don't even know if this is true, but I heard they're making a Toy Story 4.
I know I'm commentating on Degree 1, but I just wanted to say that I look forward to that movie when it comes out next year.
Like I said, Money Horse.
I actually hope they do make a Toy Story 4. If they do, I will most likely go and see it.
You know what? I find it very hypocritical since you accuse Ben of being a Disney fanboy, yet in the same video, you act like a Pixar fanboy. Hypocritical much.
He didn't mean to accuse Ben of being a Disney fanboy, he was just making a joke. Also, he wasn't trying to be a Pixar fanboy, he was just saying that he was looking forward to another Toy Story film. Just like what I just said 30 seconds ago.
Of course, you could say, but Ben, what about all those Disney sequels? Those were direct-to-DVD. Those aren't considered canon with the Walt Disney Animation Studios feature films.
Well, the only exception to that is The Jungle Book 2, which was actually released theatrically. Also, Toy Story 2 was originally meant to be a direct-to-video release, until Disney and Pixar decided to have the film be released theatrically. Because of that, most of the future Pixar films from that point on were able to have a theatrical release.
I'm going to skip the rest of this because the Uncle Hammer is The rest of the video is just the Uncle Hammer griping about Benthelooney hating Pixar, so I'm skipping this.
But this is meant to be a commentary, not a griping session. The Uncle Hammer did better than that.
And so, that's the end of his rant. What did I think about it? Well, at least Ben was trying to stick up for himself and his opinions on why he disliked Pixar, but I really feel that this rant video was completely pointless from the start. Some of his points in the rant was a little brain-dead in terms of ranting. Personally, I think Pie Guy Rules made a much better video about Pixar than how Ben did.
You only like the video because Pie Guy Rules like Pixar more than Disney, so that explains that you were a hypocrite at the beginning of the video. So yeah, hypocrite.
He's not being a hypocrite, he's just saying that he enjoyed Pie Guy Rules' video on Pixar more than Benthelooney's video.
Also, I would prefer Ben gets rid of his current avatar and goes back to the one he used before this one.
Changes. They happen. Learn it. Deal with it.
But that doesn't mean he has to like it.
But I don't know whether or not he'll be able to do that. If he can, I really hope he does. Well folks, I hope you all enjoyed my commentary. If you really want, I'll make some more.
No, that won't be necessary because your rants and commentaries are horrible.
First of all, he didn't make any rants. Secondly, he didn't make any more commentaries after this one. Probably because the Uncle Hammer felt ashamed by the reception of this video. Or perhaps he didn't feel like making another commentary. Simple as that.
Goodbye for now, and have a nice day.
And we come to the end of the video. Overall, this was a mess.
And your commentary stressed me out.
Not as a mess as his commentary on Ben Rant's modern films, but it's still horrible. And if you want to leave requests for future commentaries, go to my discussion box on my channel. This is Sean Sampson, and I'm signing out. And I'll see you in my next commentary, and that commentary will be on Spike and Dandy. So see you later.
Oh, finally, this video is done. Overall, this commentary was one of the worst commentaries ever made by Sean. It's even worse than his commentary on my brother's video. All he did was ramble and repeat. But at least I'm glad I said what needed to be said about this video. And at least in his commentaries today, he has improved tremendously and actually looks back in regret at his commentaries from when he was in his early teens. And I know my brother will never make another commentary again, but at least I was able to go independent on YouTube and make my very own. Well everybody, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this commentary, leave a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you all later. This is Alex the Ranter, over and out.